Welcome back to Network Africa. Our journey across the continent continues in Central Africa, where over 100 people are missing after a boat sank on a lake in eastern DRC. Reports say 3 bodies have been recovered, 33 people have been rescued, and 150 passengers still missing. Deadly boat accidents are common in DR Congo, a vast forested country which has few roads outside of major towns and where boats are frequently loaded well beyond their capacity. Meanwhile, health officials in Côte d'Ivoire have destroyed 18,000 tons of rice that have been declared unfit for human consumption. The shipment of rice from Myanmar had been refused entry at several West African ports in recent weeks, including Lomé, Conakry, and in Accra. The goods were finally unloaded in Abidjan, and then tests were done, which showed there was a problem with the rice. Rice has become a staple food across much of Africa, but countries depend on imports because local farmers are unable to meet the ever-rising demand. Activists in Cameroon have raised alarm over increased cases of sexual violence against women in the country's English-speaking regions. This comes as an ongoing security crisis pits separatist elements against security forces.
In 2016, Rose was walking at nights to fetch water in her village Ndop, 60 kilometers from Bamenda, a city in northwestern Cameroon, when she was attacked by 3 men who she says assaulted her. The 21-year-old is amongst hundreds of women who activists say have suffered sexual violence in Cameroon's northern and western regions. Bamenda and other cities in the northwest and southwest regions of Cameroon have become a battleground between government forces and rebels demanding an independent state for the Central African nation's English-speaking minority. Over 400 civilians have been killed in attacks between separatist groups and government forces since the conflict started in 2016. Rose was a student in Bamenda but was forced to return to her village when the conflict intensified. Schools were shut down.
That time it was around 7 to 8. When they took me like that, there were 3 of them in number, and another one raped me. And I even tried to cry, but they covered my mouth. I could not. I do everything possible. There was no one to help me.
Hello girls, here. Welcome to our program.
Many of the rape survivors have been coming to the Rural Women's Center for Education, RUCED, Center in Bamenda for support. The NGO provides legal, medical and psychological support to victims of sexual violence and says it has been overwhelmed by the number of women coming to the center seeking help.
Between 2016 and now, specifically between 2018 and now, rape has really been on the increase because a lot of women and girls have run to our center for assistance because they have been raped. So seeing that, we thought it wise to work closely with these women and girls by providing them psychosocial first aid, bringing in medical experts and legal experts to provide them support.
Agbo Nkongo is a prominent human rights lawyer and an activist who has contributed to numerous reports documenting the human rights violations in Cameroon's Anglophone regions.
We've had figures in the hundreds of women who have been sexually abused, who have been raped, who have been assaulted, who have lost parts of their body. Some of them, their hands and their limbs have been chopped off. And it happens to the women and the girls alike, those in the IDP camps. Some have suffered it in the hands of the military, and some have suffered it also in the hands of their so-called hosts, some of the houses that they have sought refuge.
More than 430,000 people are displaced within Cameroon, and over 30,000 have fled into neighboring Nigeria.
Speaking of Nigeria, residents of Nasarawa State, north-central region of the country have fled their homes and are currently taking refuge in Andaha and Akwanga local government area. This comes despite the assurance given by the state governor, Alhaji Tanko Al-Makura, that the perpetrators of last Sunday's attack in Akwanga local government area will be fished out. Our correspondent, Halima Guillaume, reports.
'Cause 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 Kochu, quiet and almost deserted. The community is obviously trying to recover from the pain of the terror attack that left at least 17 people dead and several others injured. Residents have been recounting the tragic tale of horror that hit their village during a birthday celebration.
On Sunday night, I had a call that Fulani people attacked my people. And it was my greatest surprise, we are not to war with the Fulani people. I don't know why.
Kochu is a settlement of peasant farmers who have not been able to return to work after the incident. The attack is coming on the heels of a recent onslaught by bandits in 3 neighboring villages, all in the same district of Andaha. Though calm has been restored, women and children are forced to flee for fear of a reprisal. Their husbands stay behind to dig the graves ahead of the funeral. Some injured persons, including this man, are still receiving treatment at the General Hospital in Akwanga, with the father of the celebrant, whose case is severe, referred to the Federal Medical Center in Kefi. This widow, Juliana, who went to sell her wares at the settlement, says this is her second encounter. The chairman of the Mieti Allah Cattle Breeders Association of Nigeria refutes claim that the perpetrators are his members, insisting they are criminal elements.
There was not any arrest that was made by any security agents, so the allegation is false.
The governor commiserates with the people and promises to bring perpetrators to book.
This is unacceptable, and we will not leave any stone unturned in ensuring that the culprits are brought to the book.
Both parties are now in disarray and want the government to urgently improve the security atmosphere to prevent further attacks so that they can go about their agricultural activities freely. From Akwanga local government area of Nasarawa State, Halima Gayam, Channels Television News.
We end on a more cheerful note. Some prominent Nigerians, including OPEC Secretary General Mr. Mohammed Barkindo, the chairman, Channels Media Group, Mr. John Momoh, and the founder of ITEO, Mr. Benedict Peters, are to be honored by the Euro Knowledge Forum at the House of Lords in London on April 29th. Other Nigerians to be honored at the ceremony are former Minister of Trade and Investment, Mrs. Onikepo Akonde, and the chairman of Africa Prudential PLC, Mrs. Eniola Fadayomi, and brand strategist and public speaker, Mr. Afolabi Andu. The event, which is organized by Euroknowledge and its national consultancy and advisor to many leading businesses, as well as governments around the world, will be graced by captains of industries, policymakers and business magnates, among others. Euroknowledge explains in a statement that the awards seek to acknowledge and celebrate exemplary leaders that have made significant contributions in their specific fields and emerged as role models, tech giants, innovators, community and inspirational leaders. A former president of Botswana, Mr. Festus Mogae, and Governor, Central Bank of Ghana, Dr. Ernest Addison, have also been listed to receive the awards. According to the organizers of the event, several activities have been lined up as part of the ceremony, beginning with a tour of the House of Lords, followed by a forum on trade, investment and governance. A big congratulations to all the recipients, and thanks for watching Network Africa. I am Amarachi Ubani.
Social media is changing how we millennials access the news. We're on the move and the news is in our pockets. We don't just click, do we? We click on stories that matter. 30 minutes every Wednesday, Gist Nigeria will bring you inspiring stories of Nigerians making waves around the globe. Investigation.
The right to privacy for these intending couple have been